Well, it's official. I am bookending season 1 with this episode. It's been hard because believe me, I started out with a lot more episodes in mind for this first season. I guess it's just, I like to talk, I like to tell stories, and I most of all like to help you. So this episode is like a reflection on the prior episodes of season 1 and where I've shared my experience as a professional and also as a solopreneur and just my entire journey. And you probably know more about me now, if you've listened to all those episodes, than most people do. I want to thank you if you have been a listener, and I'm just getting started. This is not a goodbye or like, okay, that's it, I'm done. No, far from it. Oh my goodness. And so I reflect on, how awesome it's been sitting at my little potty studio here and talking to you about my journey and what I can bestow upon you as far as what I've learned, trying to save you the challenges that I had to learn on my own as best I can. And I will continue to do that. This episode's all about just kind of reflecting on that and telling you about what you can expect in season 2. And it's all about starting. And I had planned season 2, I think probably in my first episode. I was like, I need to do a season on starting because so many people are like, oh, I've always wanted to write a book, and oh, I've always wanted to have my own business, and oh, I've always wanted to do XYZ with my kids or whatever. And it just lives in their mind and in their mouth as far as I'd always wanted to. Believe me, I have learned good lessons about having no regrets and living life to the fullest. And yeah, sometimes it's hard, and anything worth doing is going to be a little hard from time to time. But when you're starting or looking to start something or thinking about starting something, there's a lot of stuff that goes on mentally, emotionally. You're already judging, you're already deciding if you're going to be successful or not. You're already deciding what resources you need or what excuses you have, like, oh, I don't have enough time to write that book, or I don't have the money to hire somebody to help me remodel my bedroom or whatever the project is. And so starting is such a pivotal thing that a lot of people don't even really talk about. They talk about the project and maybe how to tackle it or how to organize it, but they don't talk about the act of starting. And so that's what season 2 is going to be all about. And I'm going to use a lot of different scenarios and contexts, and I will share some of my own experiences. You're stuck with that because I'm the host. I've got the mic and I want to help. So sometimes just telling stories is a great way to communicate how I went through an experience, what I did, how I dealt with it. And sometimes that's a better way to learn than someone saying, okay, step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. And being just kind of like coming at you with instructions. That's just my style. I love telling stories. I like being me. And it's been a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting into even more fun. Here's the quick episode, and I will see you soon. Welcome to My Solopreneur Life. I'm Terry Pappy, your gracious host, and I am so glad you're here. I have a wonderful episode for you. Sit back, relax, and let's have some real talk about what it is to be a solopreneur. I have really enjoyed this first season, and it was hard for me to find a stopping point because I kept coming up with topics that I wanted to make an episode on that related to my journey. And so that's what you got, right? But this is officially the last episode of this first season, which has really been about sharing my journey, how I came up in the professional world, how I went to art school, all the things I've shared about my family and our entrepreneurial DNA, and the struggles I've gone through and the pain and the gain as being a solopreneur since 2006. So I can not only allow you the opportunity to get to know me, but also to really feel that I'm coming from an authentic place, that I have no problem being a goofball. If you've been listening, you totally get that. And or if this is your first episode, welcome. And I hope you go back and listen to prior episodes to get a fuller picture of what Terry Pappy is all about. And so in spending that time going through all these things, and I always listen to my own show when it comes out, first of all, to make sure it's playing properly and that it's live when it should be, but also because I want to hear as a listener. And when I listen to my show, I kind of step back. I try to be objective. It's hard. And I don't sit there in judgment like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, because I'm so comfortable in my own skin behind the microphone. And I just marvel at how much I've accomplished and the experiences that I've had, the variety of clients I've had the opportunity to work with, and industries that I've been able to learn about. And I just feel really blessed that I've had that opportunity and that freedom to live my credo, which, as I mentioned multiple times, number one, freedom. Number two, the ability to be creative and create. And the third one is to inspire others to their awesomeness. As long as I'm doing those three things through this show, I'm a happy pappy. So it's been really cool listening back and hearing myself talk about where I've been, what I've done. And I certainly am not done yet. I want to continue doing this and continue serving my clients and helping you be a better solopreneur in any way I can. I just want to thank you for listening, and I hope you continue to listen. This is a shorter episode because it's more of a teaser. It's a gratitude for the prior episode, kind of like bookending it, as well as just really acknowledging that this is a good thing, and being able to do this in today's technology enlivened world is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. Thank you again. My intention moving into the next season and subsequent seasons is to be a little more prescriptive with the how-to, as well as including examples and storytelling along the way, so you can look at your experience as a solopreneur from new perspectives and get that extra bump that you may need. Speaking of bumps, season 2 is all about bumps. And that bump is the start button. I want the second season to be all about starting. What I'll be talking about is everything involved around starting a project, starting a new initiative, starting a new marketing campaign, starting to learn about AI, starting to use a specific software platform, starting to work with a new client that has an interesting dynamic, starting a new project or creating a product for your business, starting a mastermind, starting a community group, starting a new relationship. The concept of starting is a little scary because it's taking on something new. It is creating somewhat of a vulnerable atmosphere where you're going to be judged. It's putting yourself out there in a way that can provide more value and give you the ability to create something amazing. The creating part comes in many different forms. In a relationship, you're creating an experience for the person you're in that relationship with, or the company that you're in that relationship with. There's creating going on all the time when you're starting. The last thing I really want to have happen is for you to not start something for an obstacle that may be in the way. A fear, a preconceived notion, attitude, a saturated market, that you're already overloaded. So there's a lot of different ways that starting can not start, if that makes sense. That starting is just a non-issue because there's no reason to start. And on the other side of that is it's okay to not start. So it's like, how do you know whether or not you should start a project? How do you know whether you should maybe kind of shelve it for a little while and do a little bit more work and researching, or maybe the market's not right, maybe you're not ready to take it on, maybe it's just not a good idea. Season 2 is all about starting. And so it's going to be very motivational, but more so inspirational. And my goal is to put you in the driver's seat of making the right decisions around whatever endeavor that you're thinking about starting, even if it's starting your solopreneur business. I guess I could give you a prompt. In preparation for my next season, I'd like you to make a list. Oh, this will be good. I just thought of this. Make a list of all the things that you've started, and then make a second list, or maybe 2 columns. Okay. Like I started refinishing a desk. Okay. Column 2 is what's the status. Okay. And if the status is completed, the third column, I want you to write a little bit more copy about what was the experience like, how did it feel to complete it, etc. If you completed that project you started, and it doesn't have to be a big project. It doesn't have to be like, I remodeled my house and like I built a 75 Chevy from the ground up. No, I don't know why I thought of that example. My brain. Pick something. It can be small. It can be really small. Like I cleaned out my junk drawer. That was actually a project I started and finished. And I think that even the little projects are just as overwhelming when you think about them sometimes, and are often the ones hardest to start are the small ones. The big projects, because we can chunk them, we can deal with them a lot easier. That's your prompt for this episode. And I hope that you are enjoying and have enjoyed season 1, and that I will see you in season 2. And I'm also going to be inviting more guests. You're going to start to hear from other folks other than me. So you don't have to get so sick of hearing me blah, blah, blah all the time. Although I love hogging the microphone, as you can probably tell. Anyway, so thank you for season 1, and I will see you in the first episode of season 2. Well, I know you're disappointed, but that's it for this episode. Listen, the great news is there's another one coming, so stay tuned. Anyway, I just want to make sure that you do the prompt if this episode had a prompt, and you get that homework done because you're going to be a better solopreneur. How's that for a maternal finger shaking at you? Hey, listen, thanks so much for being here, for giving me time of your day, and, for taking it on. So if you want to learn more and stay connected with me, just head on over to mysolopreneurlife.com. Thanks a bunch. See you soon. That was pretty good. I think I'll keep that one. Bye.